Hi, I'm Chelsea, and I'm the librarian supporting the Faculty of Education. In this session, we're going to cover how to search the library using Omni Search and education databases to retrieve sources to support your assignments. I'll start by telling you a bit about library resources. The library website is where you will find and access library resources. OmniSearch is the library's big search interface where you can find resources including books, ebooks, and articles. To access library materials online, you will be asked to log in using your student ID and login. There are ways to get items the library does not have using the Get It From Another Library option in Omni or Interlibrary Loan. If the library doesn't have a book or article that you're looking for, you can request it through Interlibrary Loan. Our Interlibrary Loan service can be found on the website under Services, Interlibrary Loan, or you can find a link to our Interlibrary Loan request form in Omni along the top header. You can contact me to get research help or ask any questions about finding library resources. The library also has a chat service called Ask the Library that you can use to ask questions. If you have more in-depth questions, you can schedule a research appointment with me. Now let's talk about different types of resources. You'll find various scholarly resources through the library, including academic books and journal articles. Other scholarly sources may include reports and publications such as government documents and statistical publications. These scholarly sources include cited material throughout, and original research is reported on. Journal articles are published in different scholarly journals. Each journal has a different publication and editorial process. Some scholarly journals have a peer review process, and others do not. So only some scholarly journals are peer reviewed. Peer review is the process where a journal has other experts review articles before they're published to ensure that the research is sound and free of bias. You'll often be asked to find and retrieve peer-reviewed articles for your assignments, and there are ways to limit your results to peer-reviewed articles in Omni and in education databases. Always make sure you critically evaluate all the materials you find. Consider the author of the publication, the publisher, the date of publication, the intended audience, and references found within the resource. These will help you assess if the information is current and credible. Whenever generative AI is used, it is also important to verify information since those tools can create false information. Generative AI tools can create fake citations that may sound legitimate and scholarly, but if you look at the source or look it up using the library website or search engine, you will not find them. In the same way, generative AI may reference a real resource, but the summary of the information attributed to the reference may not be accurate. Always remember to evaluate and verify your sources. Web search engines like Google, Bing, or DuckDuckGo are not the same as AI agents, but each of these search engines has AI agent integration. When you enter your search terms into a search engine, you are getting a list of results where the websites match all the terms you entered. Results will include a variety of perspectives on your topic. When you enter a query into an AI agent, you are given a single answer to your question that provides one perspective, and the risk of bias or inaccuracy of information is much higher. Always use caution with AI summaries in search engines or answers you receive from AI agents. A New York Times article from April 2026 reports on accuracy in Google's AI overviews. They found that answers in February 2026 were accurate 91% of the time, meaning that they were still inaccurate almost 10% of the time. They also found that AI generated accurate answers are often ungrounded, meaning the websites they link to did not completely support the information provided. They found that in October 2025, correct answers were ungrounded 37% of the time, And in February 2026, that figure rose to 56%. AI overviews face another challenge. They can be manipulated. For example, if someone wants to be known as the world expert at something, they merely need to write a blog post self-proclaiming that distinction. Always double-check AI overview information and compare the results with another source. Now we are ready to search for resources using Omni Search. Omni searches for books, ebooks, journal articles, as well as magazine and news articles in a variety of different subject areas. Omni basically takes most of the databases the library subscribes to and places them in a single search. Omni is a great starting point for your search, though with education topics, it's often really useful to also search within education databases to focus in on your topic. I'm going to start my search by looking for results on student engagement in elementary school. For this, I'm going to enter the term student engagement in quotation marks to keep the words right next to each other in my results. And then I'll add the term elementary to focus in on the population I want to find information about. This search gave me about 2,500 results. In each of my Omni results, there are some icons on the far right. One of these is a quotation mark, and choosing this gives me an automated citation for a resource. If I click on a resource, I get additional information about it, and by choosing the citation option, I can get an APA citation that I can copy and paste into my research notes. Be aware that these citations are automatically generated and can contain errors in capitalization and punctuation, so always verify and clean up your citations before submitting your assignments. If we go back to our results, we can also look at the filters available in Omni under Tweak Our Results. Some very relevant filters include peer-reviewed journals, books and ebooks, and the publication date filter. Choose any of these filters to apply them to your search results. Here I added the term case study to my search. Entering case study in quotation marks to keep the words together as a concept, and then I limited my results to peer-reviewed journals from the last 5 years. I retrieve far fewer results. Sometimes you will find resources in Omni that are checked out from the library or that are not available from the Ontario Tech Library. In this case, they will say get it from another library. Choose Get it from another library to request the item from another institution. To request items, make sure to sign in to your Omni account. Then you will see the option to get it from another library. Choose this to place your request. Fill in the form to place your request. You can choose either the full book, which will be delivered physically to the chosen library, or a single chapter from the book, which would be provided online. At the bottom of the form, you can choose your preferred pickup location, including select other Ontario University libraries. Now we will look at how to get to education databases. The easiest way to get to education databases is to visit the library's research guides, where databases on a specific topic are gathered together and highlighted by your subject specialist librarian. Research guides are broken down by faculty, so we would choose the Fraser Faculty of Education and then the Education Guide. In this guide, our education databases are highlighted, as well as other databases with education coverage. For research covering topics in learning, I would suggest searching education databases like Education Source and ERIC, as well as our psychology database, PsycInfo. Well, you can access and search the ERIC interface if you look it up on the open web. Accessing ERIC through the library website will give you access to many additional resources that would otherwise be found behind a paywall. Now I'm going to take the same search I put into Omni and use Education Source to find results. So my search is for student engagement as a concept, elementary as a population, and I'm looking for a case study. I can do this with or without the term case study to see what different results I get. I would get additional results without the term case study, So I would do this search both ways to get a better idea of all the resources available on my topic. And here I get about 185 results when I search for student engagement at elementary and case study. I can add filters to refine my search results here as well, including peer review and publication date. Applying these filters, I get 98 results for peer-reviewed articles published in the last 5 years. When I select an article, I get additional information about it, including the abstract, which is lower down on this page, and options to get automated citations. I can try different variations on my search and look for a specific grade, add a term like case study, or try adding in a specific subject area. Sometimes too many search terms may give you too few results. So try out different versions of your search to figure out what works best. Last, let's look at citing sources. The library website has a section covering citation. Here you will find citation guides on various citation styles. The most popular is the APA 7 Style Guide. This 22-page document covers how to create in-text citations and citations for your bibliography, and it covers all different types of documents. Let me know if you have any questions about how to search. You can contact me directly, use the library chat, or book an appointment with me. Good luck.